Greetings, and welcome to the Faustian Films Podcast. My name is Faust, and my pronouns are he, him. Joining me are my co-hosts.
Hello, my name is Profano, my pronouns are also he, him, and I'm happy to be here.
Hi, I'm Sorrow. My pronouns are every pronoun, and I'm also happy to be here.
Awesome. Okay, so I've been thinking we should talk for like maybe a half an hour to discuss what we've been doing lately, especially if the others aren't that familiar with it. And we could each take about 10 minutes or so to discuss our things. So I can go first with telling you that I've watched Terrifier 2 the other day. I definitely had fun.
I have no idea what that is, but...
It was a pretty hyped up splatter movie that came out. So basically a splatter film was a splatter film is a film that contains a lot of gore, a lot of blood splatter.
Okay.
It was pretty hyped up by horror fans. I personally didn't think it was all that great. Like, I tend to relate more to the suffering of characters in movies when, the movie is well written and the characters are conceived very realistically, and that movie was kind of just generic slasher stuff, I felt. Even though it did set kind of a new precedent for gore in mainstream movies, I can't say I was all that impressed by it. But yeah, I definitely have fun. I like trashy movies sometimes. So yeah, that's one thing I've experienced lately. Another thing I did was I saw this 70s movie called Suspiria in theaters. Since it was the movie's 40th anniversary, they had this great big celebratory showing, and it was a lot of fun. They had the band that did the music originally live. The band is called Goblin. They're progressive rock, and they have original footage of a music video, which is it was occultic and done in a neon style, similar to the movie itself, and it even had black screaming that you'd find in a black metal music video. It was really cool. Yeah. Yeah, they sounded great. The movie was fun. It was cheesier than I remembered, but bless you. But yeah. But it
What? That's comedic. You should leave that in.
Yeah, I think I will. But it was definitely a very fun, very visceral time. I think that having the band presently there made the sound really pop out at you, and you really felt like the bass in your body. It was yeah, just a really fun time. The director was Dario Argento. He's a very talented guy with his own style. He's known for making, supernatural horror and thriller movies in Italy with, heavy usage of atmospheric neon lights that make everything look mythical in a way. And the characters get killed in a kind of Rube Goldberg machine death traps. Think about that. It's just very impressive, kind of sleazy, classy stuff. So yeah, that's something I've been doing lately. Did you want to talk about your subject for today, Profano?
My subject?
Yeah, like, just talk about what you've been doing lately.
What I've been doing?
Yeah.
Well, as far as movies go, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
I've On TV, I just been watching The Simpsons when I have dinner. That's
Right.
it.
But
But regarding The Simpsons, yeah, sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna tell you can go for games if you want, but tell us about The Simpsons.
Yeah, I found this really cool YouTube channel. I sent it to you, Faust, where this guy kind of, what do you call it? He analyzes The Simpsons a lot, and now I've been watching his videos analyzing every season, like season 1, season 2. I'm on season 3 so far.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
he kind of just, yeah, and he shows like what each season was about, like how the first and second season were about setting the world building, the characters.
Oh,
The
yeah.
third season was the first sequel season, he calls it, because the first season that's actually like a different thing.
Right.
And you no longer get so many new characters and stuff. He also does top 10 of each season, so I watch all of those too. I mean, the first 3 of those.
That's really cool.
Top 10 episodes for each season, yeah.
I've never really
So-
watched The Simpsons sequentially, so I don't really have that
Yeah.
kind of experience.
I've not done it either, but I mean, thanks to this, now I know, okay, these episodes from this season, so now I can give like an opinion of the season myself as well, because this guy just shows me which episodes are from which season, right?
Yeah.
So, something I would never take into account before. Unless I
Yeah.
have the DVD, of course. Yeah.
I always watch the whenever I watch The Simpsons, I don't have any concept of being introduced to the characters. I just know what they're like, so I understand all the jokes immediately. So, but yeah, I imagine it would be different for people being introduced to this new show, which is probably
Maybe
very...
your parents, like, I know my father watched it from the very beginning, so
Yeah,
maybe
so I could imagine
he
that
experienced
was...
that.
maybe it took some getting used to, seeing as how groundbreaking The Simpsons was, and how
Right.
copied it is, that I don't have to worry about getting used to it, but I imagine that other people did.
Yeah, back in the 90s, it was
Yeah,
a new thing,
exactly.
pretty much.
So what about games?
Gaming. Well, as far as campaign, like as far as story things go, I've only been playing Genshin Impact.
Right, can you tell us about that? I'm pretty unfamiliar.
Genshin Impact is an RPG gacha game.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's a gacha game. You know, gacha games have a shitty monetization model. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's an RPG game. You get different characters. You fight, and there's a story behind it where those characters appear, and it's pretty good. I've not finished the newest Art Conquest, as they call it, like the new campaign. I haven't finished it yet. I mean, it's all linear, right? Like the whole campaign is a linear thing. It's not like there's different campaigns, but it's like a new
Right.
region released, and that's the region's campaign is the one I'm not finished with yet. Was pretty good. I don't have much to say. I mean, most of it will be spoilers anyway, so yeah.
Oh, right. Well, that's pretty
And,
cool.
Yeah, and also I've been playing a lot of Overwatch too, but that's not like a story thing, so I don't know if it counts.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be a story thing. Just you can tell us a little bit about it. Like, how does it compare with Overwatch 1? Does it live up to the hype, or...
I think it's better than Overwatch 1. I think I like it more. Like,
Oh,
playing
cool.
healer is less stressing and it's more fun. That's why I mostly play. My top rank was Plat 3, and I'm Plat 3
Oh.
again now. I dropped and went back, and I kind of wanted to go to get to Diamond, but it's really hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a really fun game, especially for tank. Tank is a different role now. Orisa was completely changed. Is a tank hero in the game. She was completely changed. She's a different hero now. Completely has no. She has one ability. That's
One
the same as
ability.
before.
That's
all the others are
insane.
different. Yeah. And also Doomfist is a tank now. He used to be a DPS, so that's tanks are a really different role now.
I mean, I guess that makes some sense. Like, if you're making a sequel to a game that was online only, or competitive only, you don't really want to... like, you don't
Split
want
the
to...
fan base.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I mean, like, when you have to introduce the characters through patches, you don't want to... When you make a sequel to that game, you don't want to make it. I'm just saying it would take a lot of time to get the same amount of new characters as when you started the first game. So I could understand the thought process behind just changing the movesets and such. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, the healers, the support characters, all of them have pretty much the same kit as before.
Right.
Like, they won't change much, so yeah. They added a new support hero, so that's cool. She's fun to play.
Who is she?
But Kiriko.
Kiriko?
Kiriko, yeah.
What is she like?
Takit, you mean? Well, she can heal, kind of like Moira. She's like a ray, but she doesn't run out of it.
Right.
She has some kunai that she can shoot and throw. You know, like
that's pretty cool.
And her E skill, she's kind of like Ana Nade, but it cleanses all debuffs.
Right.
So if you're stunned, it instuns you and such. And her shift teleports towards the you pick an ally and it teleports towards the ally. And
yeah.
Her Q is her ult is she launches she casts like a hallway of sorts where if you are inside of it you move faster and shoot faster and
yeah, that's pretty neat. Yeah, so kind of like that guy who builds like you know, an energy wall that you could shoot through. I can't remember his name. I haven't played it in a long time.
Baptiste. Yeah.
Oh, Baptiste, right.
Yes. Yeah, sort of. You have to stand on it. You don't have to shoot through it.
Yeah, I guess so. That's pretty cool. I always thought that Overwatch had a creative way of creating power-ups that are distinct from one another. I guess that's part of the reason why it's so addicting, is because it just lends itself to so many different scenarios, even within the same characters. So, did you want to move on with Sorrow's turn, or did you have more to say?
No, I just like to add, since you're mentioning how different every hero in Overwatch is, I've also been playing a lot of Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh, nice.
And there's like 3 operators that are the same. Like every function in the game, every operator there is, there's like 2 more that do the same thing. It's incredible.
Nice.
It's so badly done.
So badly done. Like
yeah, because you have Sledge who breaks walls with a hammer.
Oh.
And you also have Buck who breaks walls with a shotgun. And you have Ash who breaks walls with a grenade launcher, and Sophia who breaks walls with another grenade launcher. So it's like the same character 3 times for every round there is, and that's weird.
It's an Ubisoft.
It doesn't really work.
It's Ubisoft,
it doesn't work
right?
So well, yeah. It's Ubisoft, yeah. So yeah, that's it. Sorrow, you can have the floor now.
Yeah, so I also haven't been watching many films, but I have been watching TV. I started rewatching Doctor Who.
Yeah.
So I'm still on the 9th Doctor, which is fine because, no, it's entertaining. And I do think I understand it more now that I'm older than I did when I was a kid.
Right. I still watch a lot of the show. I have the least experience with the 9th Doctor, but Profano, I assume you're not as familiar as we are, right?
You said Doctor what?
No, Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. Yeah, okay. No, I was asking what. Okay. Yeah, Doctor Who. I've heard of it. I've seen many references on the internet, but I've never watched it.
Yeah.
I know some episodes because I've seen people describe some episodes like, oh, this situation is like this Doctor Who episode. So I know it from that. But no, I've never watched Doctor Who.
Right.
I'm not really attracted to things that have like 500 episodes, you know?
Oh yeah, me neither, typically. I only started like the I think the only season I've got through was the season with the 11th Doctor, but
11.
Sarah, do you want to explain a little bit about the concept of Doctor Who to Profano?
Okay, so it's this alien,
Yeah.
a humanoid alien, but he can travel anywhere through time and space. And the reason I said like Ninth Doctor and then Faust said 11th Doctor is because there's like reincarnations. And he gets new companions too.
So, I'm sorry, are these reincarnations like different actors?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I shouldn't say he because there is one season where they get a female doctor, but I haven't gotten there yet. But yeah, they just came out with the new season, so I'm trying to catch up.
Yeah. Good luck with that. There's so many episodes.
It's one Doctor per season.
Well, it could be multiple seasons, but yeah,
Okay.
very few of them have more than a couple seasons. But what I always liked about that show is that there's a lot of possibilities behind them. Because if you could go anywhere in space and time, it lets the writers' imaginations
you have
flourish.
every possible scenario in the universe, and that has happened, is happening, or will happen.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's like the episode I just watched, they went back and met Charles Dickens.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Was he writing the Christmas Carol or something?
I don't know if he was writing because it wasn't exactly about Charles Dickens for the whole time, but
Right.
yeah.
That's pretty cool. Do you have a question?
Yeah. No. No.
Okay. Sarah, you've also been watching anime. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I have. I've been watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah.
And I've been watching Soul Eater and a few others, but those are the two that I'm focusing on right now.
Are you familiar with either of them, Profano?
Only by name, really.
Yeah, so yeah, you can explain either one of them to Profano and see what he thinks.
Okay, it's a little bit complicated.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not trying to micromanage. I just want to, get some leeway
it's
for
fine,
discussions.
Yeah, no, so Full Metal Alchemist, so that there was two Full Metal Alchemist series.
Yeah, I know Brotherhood and the original, right?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I haven't seen the original,
I know that
but
much.
I am watching Brotherhood, and basically it's about this kid and his brother who want to become alchemists. But then they have to one of them loses his body, and so they have to transmute his soul back into like a suit of armor. But human transmutation is like illegal there, so they gotta they find a way to do it, but they are kind of looked down upon.
Yeah.
I have a question. Is that the one anime with the Markiplier lookalike?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to watch
Maze
that.
Hughes, he's great.
He's a
Is he
great
in
guy.
Brotherhood or in the original?
Brotherhood, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
But yeah, he's actually a lot like he's a lot like Markiplier in the show, I think.
Good, I love
Yeah.
Markiplier.
Who doesn't love Markiplier? Does any of us not like Markiplier?
No.
I like Markiplier.
Okay, good.
I love Markiplier.
We can continue the podcast then, knowing full
Yeah.
well I don't have to ban anyone.
Yeah.
But,
It'd be canceled.
Knights baseball bat.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, is everybody content with what we talked about so far? It's only the pilot episode, so it doesn't have to be extensive or anything.
Yeah. I don't have much to say about shows. Yeah, I've not been doing much.
Yeah, so I think that was pretty...
Yeah.
I think we did really well for first episode, especially. But, I think we can move on to our movie reaction segment. I think Profano is going to sit this one out, because he's not as into movies as me and Sorrow are. But, is that true?
No, I'll watch it.
Okay, cool. So...
I should do it. I mean, otherwise I'm not doing anything.
Yeah. But, so basically, me and Sorrow, we're very into movies. I think me a little more so than Sorrow is, but,
Wow. You should take offense to that, Sorrow. That was
do you
really
take
mean.
I'm sorry.
I do. How dare you?
Okay.
I can't believe you would do this to me.
I can't believe you've done this. Oh, fuck. But, yeah, we both, are passionate about film. I noticed that we have a really nice chemistry, Profano, I mean, Sorrow and I, when we, talk about movies. So, we decided we're going to have, like, a Siskel and Eber, reaction segment where we talk about a movie we're about to watch, we're gonna watch it, take notes on it, and then we're gonna, discuss our ratings and reviews for it, maybe debate a little. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to discussing it right afterwards.
Okay.
So, this week we're gonna be reacting to a movie called Edward Scissorhands by Tim Burton. So, what are your guys' experiences with Tim Burton? You, Profano?
I don't know. Let me wait. Tim Burton movies. Let me see. What has he done? Oh, I watched this what's it called? The freaking Halloween thing with Jack the skeleton.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
That one. I watched that one. I don't remember anything. That's my experience with Tim Burton.
I think it's a misconception
Oh,
that he...
Charlie and the
and-
Chocolate Factory.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
he-
I've seen that. Okay, I have seen that.
Yeah. How about you, Sorrow? What do you know of Tim Burton?
I watched a lot of his movies as a kid. I actually did watch Nightmare Before Christmas about a year ago. But everything else I probably don't have a very great memory of.
Right.
So I am excited to watch it.
Yeah, me too. I have, some experience with Tim Burton as well. I've enjoyed a few of his movies. I cringed at a couple of his movies, especially, Alice in Wonderland, so I'm feeling like, even though this is famous, it could go either way for me. So, I don't really know what to expect.
Wait, have you guys never watched Edward Scissorhands then?
I watched it
I
as
have seen it.
as a
I haven't.
I was
Oh.
way too little to remember much of it, but
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
yeah, I'm looking forward to starting to watch this. So is everybody all set?
Yeah, I have a comment to make.
Yeah.
Before we watch it, I thought it was a horror movie.
It's
Is it not?
it's not it's not horror exactly, but it kind of has that sort of vibe.
Yeah,
He makes like...
because I'm
Sorry,
I'm here on Netflix. Let's say it's Netflix. I'm on Netflix here, and it says it's a fantasy drama romance movie. And if I was a horror movie, so I'm surprised.
Definitely a romance sometimes.
Ooh.
I can't remember the
Ooh, I
rest
like
of
that.
it.
I know his movies are often inspired by horror, especially gothic horror, but most of what he made so far has been, very light-hearted, never very dark, but always having, a kind of darksome atmosphere to the visuals. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. And welcome back. Hey guys. I I really enjoyed that movie. How about you two?
Yeah.
I liked it.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I thought it was really fun. I really liked the expressive color palette and how it kind of felt like a kids movie that adults can enjoy. Like, not necessarily a kids movie, but it has like a childlike vibe to it. And I think it was
Yeah.
yeah. I think it was smart that it's told through the imagination of that woman's granddaughter because the whole thing looks like something a child would imagine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sort of has a mythical feel to it, even though it doesn't have any, well, fantastical elements per se. Like, it's more retro-futuristic than fantasy. But it still feels like a fairy tale, like a classic story. Do you guys have any thoughts you wanted to share before I go on?
Well, the general vibe of the movie, not really. I'm not an expert on movies at all. It did feel a little colorful, especially at the beginning.
Yeah.
Since you mentioned colors.
Mhm.
And maybe because could we say something about the contrast between the colorful world and the world where Edward lived?
Yeah.
It was a dark place, like a dark palace, a mansion. I don't know what it was.
The attention to detail on the Gothic mansion was very strong. I thought that the fact that it's all covered in a grainy dust really helped solidify, the difference. The town itself was very clean, very sterile looking. I think they did such a great job with the production. I'm wondering if you guys thought the character of Edward himself was done well, because I thought, as someone who babysits a lot, they did a good job making him seem very naive and innocent like a child is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also think that one of the main things that keeps, infants in particular from, really interacting with the world is their, dexterity with their hands. So it was a smart decision giving him scissors instead of fingers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's deliberate, that he must have been inspired by, a child who feels like an outsider because of their naivete.
Sorry. Edward's character isn't based off anything else, right?
I don't believe so. As far as I know, I think it's like an original concept.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Tim Burton is, a visionary in that sense, where he can make, stories that feel timeless despite not really being based on anything prior to it. At least not, wholesale.
Like not a book, not even a legend or anything.
Yeah, exactly. Let me think of what else. There are a few things that frustrated me about the movie too. The bad guy, I believe his... What was his name? Was it Kevin or Jim? Do you remember, Sarah?
You just call him by the
The
bad guy.
Oh yeah, Jim.
Yeah, Jim.
Jim? Okay.
I know it was one of those. Don't ask why, but I felt like he was.
There is a Kevin in the movie.
Oh right. Maybe it
Was it the brother?
Maybe.
Yes.
Okay.
But what frustrated me about him was that he was so one-dimensional in comparison with the rest of the denizens of the town. I feel like he only exists to be a bully that hates people with scissors for hands for some reason.
Yeah, I was about to say that we should call him Beef, like the Back to the Future bully because he reminded me of him for some reason. Maybe because they are old movies or something. He gave me the same vibe of the bad guy who's just bad for no reason.
Yeah, this might be a little bit embarrassing, but I've not actually seen any of the Back to the Future
You've not
movies.
seen Back to the Future. I have seen Back to the Future.
Oh my
I
god.
haven't seen those either.
Oh wow, we're
What?
not true cinephiles.
Okay, maybe that
I'm
should be
the
your
real
next movie.
I'm the real cinephile now.
Profano knows so much more about movies than we do. But yeah, overall, I'd give the movie a thumbs up. How would you guys rate it?
Yeah, I give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
At a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it about a 7 because there were some, parts that didn't really mesh well with me. Particularly the characterizations, like I mentioned, and, some of the contrivances, like him being situated in that girl's room just to create an awkward moment where she meets him. Didn't make a whole lot of sense when you consider that their parents would have accounted for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad I watched it. It was a very feel-good movie, despite its, horror-inspired entrappings, sort of like Frankensteinian in a way, especially with the narrative of being an outsider who's created for the purpose of someone else. Did you have something you wanted to say, actually?
Saying that outsider feel, it's something many of us can relate to, not to the same degree, obviously, because we don't have Scissorhands.
Yeah. Not freaks like those.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, we're not freaks. But yeah, it's something. We talked about this before. Like, I'm getting out of. This isn't related, but like the song, "I Am Vengeance" by Nagelfar.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you said, it was relatable to you in a way. And it's the same about not fitting in. It said in Nagelfar's song, they kill people because they don't fit in. Edward, I don't know, he suffers.
Yeah.
So it might be a little more.
Yeah, he's
normal.
He speaks to us on the same level, I think, especially when he gets really angry and, ravages the town, turning things into scary things. But, yeah, if you guys are feeling comfortable with what we talked about, we can move on to our next segment. You have anything more you wanted to say, or should we move on?
I'm okay.
I think I have a little comment about the fact that they had to make it a romantic movie for some reason.
Oh yeah, it's. I feel like it's just like ticking boxes. It's not really important.
I'm sorry.
I actually feel that a lot about Tim Burton movies, that sometimes they tick boxes for no good reasons.
Yeah, there's it reminded me of there's an Argentinian YouTuber who makes short videos making a summary of the movies, right? It's like comical. I'll send you a couple because they have English subtitles sometimes.
Oh,
I
awesome!
think you watch them.
I'd love to see them.
Yeah, and he has this joke. I'm not gonna quote it because I don't want to translate the quote because it's not gonna come off the same. But he has this recurring joke about how every 90% of movies have a romantic
subplot
element to it, yeah. And well, he says that, I'm gonna quote it. He says something like, "In Hollywood, what matters most is love, heterosexual love, because it's always straight." And I find it so funny that because you have not horrible, you have a monster here with hands for scissors, and he still gets on with a woman.
Right.
Yeah.
Like movies back then, they wouldn't dare have two men or two women together, but they have a hot monster and a woman.
Right.
And that's
Yeah.
a supposedly male monster, of course. I found that to be comical.
Yeah, indeed. And I don't think in the movie it was as bad as it could have been, but it wasn't, great. And it'd be safe to say it's not a selling point of the movie, seeing them come together. What was it, Kim and Edward? I think so. But moving on, here's this next segment I want to focus on, which is where I explain a film-related concept to someone who isn't as acquainted with film as me and Sorrow are. Today, yeah, today I'll be explaining this thing called Auteur theory to Profano. So, Auteur theory is this concept in film theory that was formulated in the 1940s, which suggests that directors with enough creative control can be considered the film's equivalent of an author. Auteur actually comes from French, meaning author, but
of course.
And the colloquial sense, an auteur refers to a director with that much creative control. Like Tim Burton, for example, he has a very distinct visual style, so you can always tell you're watching a Tim Burton movie when you see movies with Edward Scissorhands' kind of enigmatic style to it, which is, both gothic and cutesy and colorful, yeah, kind of dark, but all in all, it creates, all the individual elements create something that's greater than the sum of its parts, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In games development, since you play a lot of games, I'll use this as an example. Hideo Kojima is considered something of an auteur of video games. Even though gaming is an extremely collaborative medium, it can still reflect the vision of one person if they have enough creative control. Like Metal Gear Solid games, you can always tell that they're Hideo Kojima games, and when Hideo Kojima stepped down as director of those games, when he was fired from Konami and everything, he was not, like, his auteur staple was not there, so he was not the author of those games. Yeah.
Yeah, and sorry.
You can comment if you want.
No, I was thinking, since you're saying this auteur, whatever it's pronounced, these kind of movies, they can be a little, what do you call it? Like they can be atypical in a way.
Yeah, they could be like distinctive to a particular director's style.
Yeah, so as an example, since you mentioned Hideo Kojima, we have this game, the walking simulator. What's it called?
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding, yeah. That's a very particular game, and I've heard that it's aimed at a really specific public.
Yeah. Not for you mean like a specific audience. It's not for a broad audience.
Yeah, it's not for everyone. Basically.
Yeah, and that's what makes those games great. I mean, that's what makes movies great instead of just good, is when one person has very strong vision and is able to really communicate them with all the individual actors, cinematographers, and even a lighting person with Stanley Kubrick movies. He was probably very commanding to that person, which makes him the overarching author of 2001: A Space Odyssey, for example.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons why Alfred Hitchcock and Stanley Kubrick are mentioned and not their actors or cinematographers when discussing great movie people.
Movie people.
Yeah. Movie people in general, casts or crews, irrespective of all the people who worked on them. They're the real people who people talk about in terms of allowing a movie to live up to its potential. There are a lot more, as Orson Welles said, there are a lot more bad directors than people know, because a director's only job is to communicate with their audience, but a director has some merit after instead of just managing things on a very basic level when they have their own style. let me think of what else I can say about this. It's believed that auteurs in cinema really flourished in the 70s, which is why the 70s is considered a golden age of movies. And auteur cinema really died out with the advent of the success of Star Wars, since Star Wars is a very
It's not me.
I mean, basically, it's very commercialized, and
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
and it's more the result of a bunch of different, visions sort of clashing with each other, which can be enjoyable, but it's not what I'd consider, artistic cinema.
Yeah, if we compare it to video games, you could say Edward Scissorhands is like an indie video game, and Star Wars is like a AAA video game, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm glad, I got a chance to explain this to you. I'm looking forward to doing something like this again. But do you guys want to move on to our last and probably most exciting segment of them all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I actually have to open up. Sorry for this awkward piece of unprofessionalism, but that's one thing.
Wait.
Very bad host.
Where is it? Where is it?
Just type in Sailor Mouth in your search bar.
I found it.
Worst host I've ever seen.
Oh boy.
I know.
Boy.
I fucking suck. But
I meant to use sorrow. So, you know.
But let's move on with our last segment, where we read something that'll get us and hopefully the audience to laugh with one another. We're gonna read something hopefully very funny, very exuberant, not too long. We're gonna read the script to Sailor Mouth Uncensored. The credit for this transliteration is by Big Bowser on fanfic.net, but please note that there are some inappropriate words on the original text, like some words that might get us banned, but I think I should give that person credit anyway, because they're responsible for it, and I made a few adjustments to make it more appropriate for our not hate-filled podcast. But do you guys want to get started?
Wait, I need a refresher. What does SpongeBob sound like?
He sounds kind of like my normal voice, like nah. What's something SpongeBob? I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm ready. I can't do it. Okay.
It's okay. It'll be. It's funnier that way, right? But
okay.
Let's get started with okay, so setting 1, the Krusty Krab. Aye, it's the worst time of the day. Closing time.
Well, send you in the AM, Mr. Krabs.
Hold on there, SpongeBob. Take that piece of filth out with you.
Mr. Krabs, you shouldn't talk about schedules like that.
He means this filth, you dunce.
SpongeBob goes outside to the dumpster. Dumpster writing, the voice of the people. Krabs is a motherfucker.
Do you kiss your mother with that mouth?
Sometimes, but not recently.
Hey, SpongeBob.
Patrick, do you know what this word means?
Crabs. Hey, isn't he that red sweaty dick you work for?
Not that word. Point slightly off screen. That word.
Fuck? Hey, I know what that means. That's one of those sentence enhancers.
Sentence enhancers?
Yeah, use them if you want to talk fancy. Just sprinkle them over anything you say and whammo, you got yourself a spicy sentence sandwich.
Oh, I get it. Let me try. Hey Patrick, lovely fucking evening today, isn't it?
Why, yes, SpongeBob. This fucking day is particularly fucking lovely.
How fucking right you are, Patrick.
Fuck you.
Motherfucker. You're right, Patrick. My lights are tingling from the spiciness of this conversation.
Mine too.
It tingles when I laugh.
Okay, next day, number 1, the Krusty Krab.
Hey everyone, nice fucking evening we're having, huh?
Did he just say? Aye, he did.
Hi, Let's see, it's mine. Okay. Hi, Patrick. How the fuck are ya?
Pretty fucking good, SpongeBob.
I thought this was a restaurant, not a guttermouth convention.
Attention, everyone. Today's special is a fucking Krabby Patty served in a greasy fucking sauce and grilled to fucking perfection. And don't forget to ask us to fuck the fries. It'll be our fucking pleasure. It'll be our fucking pleasure.
All the customers have a shocked look on their faces. Squidward walks by.
Oh, hi, Squidward. How the fuck are ya?
I don't understand. That guy's talented. He doesn't have to work blue. Let's go somewhat more family-oriented. So they all leave the restaurant, basically. Oh, the Krusty Krabs! She's empty! All hands on deck! Brace the cash registers! Break out the happy snacks! Squidward, who is responsible for this horror? Apparently, these two barnacle-mouth brothers just learned a new word, and SpongeBob just said it over the intercom. Well, what is it? What did he say? He said, well, SpongeBob and Fred, front and center. Why, I ought to make you pay the Krusty Krab for using such language.
But Mr. Krabs, we're only using sentence enhancers.
Yeah, it's fancy talk.
There ain't nothing fancy about that word.
You mean fuck?
Yes, that one. Now quit saying that. It is a bad word.
Bad word?
You guys
Bad
gotta say
word?
it. Say it at the same
No,
time.
wait.
Okay.
3,
Bad
2,
word.
3,
1.
2.
Bad word.
Okay, whatever. Keep going.
Okay. Yes, sirree. It's bad word number 11. In fact, there are 13 bad words you should never use. Do you mean there are only 7? Not if you're a sailor.
13.
That's a lot of fucking bad words.
You guys better promise not to use number 11 or any of the 13 bad words.
We promise.
Promise.
Setting number 2, SpongeBob's house.
I'm so glad Mr. Krabs told us fuck. Okay. I'm so glad Mr. Krabs told us that words were used in bad words are bad.
Okay, let's go on.
Me too. Because classy sophisticates like us should not stain our lips with cursing.
Yay, merrily. Now let's play a nice wholesome game of eels and escalators.
Yay, my turn. Woohoo! Escalators. Up, up, up.
Come on, escalators, escalators. Eels.
My turn. Yay, escalators.
Come on, escalators, escalators, escalators. Eels again.
Escalators. This is your last chance, SpongeBob. If you get eels again, you lose.
Escalators, 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 escalators. Dice turns over.
Eels. Oh, you said number 11.
In a minute, Patrick. What I meant to say was, some things you just gotta slip out. You gotta understand.
Don't worry, SpongeBob, I understand. Mr. Krabs, Mr. Krabs, Mr. Krabs.
Patrick runs away. SpongeBob runs after him. No, Patrick, please don't tell.
But you said fuck.
Aha! Now I gotta tell to you. You know, I get to tell on you too.
Oh, no, you don't. Patrick falls behind and hitches a ride on an ice cream truck. See you at the trusty...
The trusty
Krusty?
See you
crab.
at the Krusty Krab, SpongeBob.
Ice cream truck goes in a different direction and SpongeBob barges into the Krusty Krab.
Mr. Krabs! Mr. Krabs! Mr. Krabs!
What?
Patrick! Patrick! Patrick!
Yes?
He said,
Just get on with it, lad.
let's just say Patrick said a certain word that you said he shouldn't say, and this particular word happens to be 11th in a list of 13 words that they shouldn't ever be said.
Right, what was that part with the, who now?
Mr. Krabs, Mr. Krabs, Mr. Krabs.
Arr. Now, I'm going to let go of your lips. And when I do, I want you to calmly tell me what you need to tell me. Understand? Okay.
3, 2, 1. He said
He
fuck.
said fuck.
Do my ears deceive me? You two should be ashamed. Time to take out the trash. Mr. Krabs grabs SpongeBob and Patrick and puts them outside. You two got to stay right here. I'll be right back.
What's gonna happen to us?
We'll probably get 40 lashes.
Oh no!
Mr. Krabs was right. There's no need for words like that. From now on, we'll be that's misspelled. Okay. We'll be good, clean citizens. Just like the good old Mr. Krabs.
Yeah.
Me too, SpongeBob.
Alright, you two. You're gonna give the Prushy Crab a fresh coat of crate from top to bottom. Damn my fucking foot! What shitty wanker put a douche rock in a damn path? Can't you see I got a cocked foot here? Boner, cunt, bastard, whore, ass!
10, 11, 12. That's all 13, Patrick. We're gonna tell your mom, Mr. Krabs.
No, please, not my mummy.
SpongeBob and Patrick run away.
No, wait, don't tell my mother. Her poor old heart can take it.
Mama Krabs, Mama Krabs.
Well, hello. Well, hello, boys.
Mr.
Okay.
Krabs, he yelled down.
He's
Talk
having them.
about one
Wait,
component dragging the
just
damn
put
house
a
and the scream
douche
that
rack.
his boys born a cunt bitch bust a whore ass. It was such a cream fucking shit I have never heard in my days.
Oh dear, my poor heart faints. Oh, mother. What these foul-mouthed demons done to you? You two should be ashamed. Making an old lady faint with your sailor talk. You should all be ashamed. And if you're going to talk like sailors, you're going to work like sailors. So, Mama Krabs makes
Mama Krabs makes SpongeBob
and Patrick paint the side of the house.
Oh,
Would you boys care for a glass of lemonade? Stubbs toe. My corn foot. Mother! What? It's Old Man Jenkins and his jalopy. Hi, oldie, Mrs. K.
that was awful.
It was amazing in its awfulness.
That was
Okay, I guess we are done now.
I had a blast. Did you guys have fun?
sure.
that last bit was a little hard, but I think we did it really fucking well.
Oh yes, we did. Okay, I think overall we did a really good job, and I think it's really promising for us. I'm looking forward to, yeah, I'm looking forward to hanging out with you guys over this call next week, and thank you all for joining, and if anybody at all is watching, I'll see you next time. My name has been Faust Profano.
And I'm Profano, and yes, thank you all for watching. If anyone wants to watch as my co-host said, and thank you for inviting me here.
No problem.
I'm looking forward to next week.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Sorry you.
Basically, I just want to say thank you for inviting me to do this, and I look forward to next week.
Yeah, no problem. Everyone, Godspeed and goodbye.